Welcome to the Striatanba channel and all the video.
It's like the whole WNBA no space for hate policy needs to be thrown out the window. That clearly needs to be thrown out. It's no space for hate unless it's Kate. Shout out to Mick Talks Hoops. We got to get into this, man. There is no punishment being sent out for Tiffany Hayes. It's not even a phone call. It's not even a warrant. It's nothing. It's nothing after we watched an entire fan base be called racist over fake.
That right there was the story of the night. The WNBA's no space for hate policy seems to apply to every player in the league except one. And that one player is Caitlin Clark. Tiffany Hayes, a player for the Golden State Valkyries, publicly supported a fan threat directed at Caitlin Clark. She liked the comment, replied to it, and said, "Girl, that is real." And the response from Cathy Engelbert and the WNBA front office has been absolutely nothing. No fine, no... This is the same league that launched a full-scale investigation last year over alleged racism claims involving Fever fans. Same league, completely different rules. And tonight, we're going to break down exactly why that is happening.
Take a look at this here. The WNBA's no space for hate policy applies to every player except Caitlin Clark. Tiffany Hayes is publicly encouraging her friends to attack Caitlin Clark, and there's been no response from either you or the WNBPA. Suspend Tiffany Hayes immediately at WNBA, at WNBPA, at Tip Hayes. Cathy Engelbert dropping the damn ball again.
The WNBA's no space for hate policy appears to apply to every player. This is not the first incident. It is becoming a repeated pattern. Cathy Engelbert continues to drop the ball, and the fans who built this league, the fans buying tickets, purchasing jerseys, and turning on the television every night, are watching closely and taking notes.
Look at this here. It says Golden State Valkyries Tiffany Hayes has seemingly endorsed a fan's offer to inflict violence on Caitlin Clark after they clashed during a game last week. The pair clashed during the Indiana Fever's 90-82 victory over the Valkyries on Saturday, which saw Clark return after missing one game with a back problem, okay? And we all know what went down there. And then it says, fans on social media claim Hayes responded by saying, "Better get your out my fucking face." Clark taunted her, "Bring it on, let's go, step it up," whatever. Okay, so
let me walk you through exactly what happened. The Indiana Fever defeated the Valkyries 90-82 on Saturday, and Caitlin Clark returned to the lineup after missing a game because of a back issue. During the matchup, Clark and Tiffany Hayes exchanged words on the court, and that is part of basketball. That happens. But things crossed the line after the game. Hayes responded on social media to a fan suggesting violence toward Caitlin Clark. She did not ignore the comment or report it. Instead, she endorsed it. She liked the post, replied to it, and wrote, "Has done absolutely nothing about the situation."
But this is not normal. Check it out for yourself. As you can see, an anonymous fan is making vague threats towards Caitlin Clark, and an anonymous WNBA player not only endorsed the threat by liking it, she also replied to the threat by saying, "Girl, that's real. We keep it 100. In fairness to Tiffany Hayes, do I think this threat is serious? No. Do I think this was playful banter between a WNBA player and a fan?
That was Casey from Behind the Lines, and he is exactly right. The WNBA created this standard themselves when they launched the No Space for Hate campaign. They promoted it on every platform, pushed it during broadcasts, and told the public this league would not tolerate hateful behavior toward its players. But the first time the policy was tested involving a player not named Caitlin Clark, they looked the other way. Here is what many people are not talking about. The WNBA front office knows about this situation. They have seen the screenshots, the replies, and everything circulating online. And despite all of that, they made a decision. The decision was to do nothing, let it slide, and send a message that targeting Caitlin Clark comes without consequences.
But Here's the problem for the WNBA. You have set a precedent against this kind of discourse. Remember last year when the WNBA launched their latest doofus slogan, "No space for hate, no space for hate. We are a league of feminine love."
Exactly. Y'all pushed the no space for hate thing. That is hate. That is hate. You guys aren't even holding to the thing that you guys put out.
Remember last
And here's the part that should concern every fair-minded fan watching tonight. Remember last year when the WNBA launched a full investigation into the Indiana Fever fan base over racism accusations that ultimately turned out to be unfounded? That investigation lasted for weeks. They interviewed people, reviewed footage, issued statements, and held press conferences. In the end, they found nothing because there was nothing there. But the precedent had already been established. The league showed it was willing to investigate any accusation involving hateful conduct toward its players. Any accusation, unless it involved Caitlin Clark. Then suddenly the investigation team disappears completely. That is the double standard fans continue to notice.
said, the WNBA front office, they have promised we will keep our players safe. We protect our players from any and all criticism. This dump of a league doesn't want their players to be criticized, much less vaguely threatened. So what are they going to do about this threat to Caitlin Clark? Better yet, how would the WNBA handle this situation if the roles were?
This league constantly claims it does not want its players criticized, let alone threatened. So the question now is simple. What are they going to do about this situation involving Caitlin Clark? Better yet, how would the WNBA respond if the roles were reversed? Based on every sign we have seen so far, the answer appears to be nothing. And the reason many believe they are staying silent is because acknowledging this is about protecting every player equally. Caitlin Clark, the biggest draw the league has ever seen, protected group.
Let's pretend for a second that an angry group of Caitlin Clark fans, or as WNBA players prefer to call them, an angry group of racists. Let's pretend for a second that an angry group of Caitlin Clark fans are talking negatively online about Tiffany Hayes. Most of the comments are aimed at her poor performance on the court, but there's one particular comment that could be construed as a threat to Tiffany Hayes. "Hey, Kate, I got some cousins in the backwoods of Iowa. They'll ride their tractors down at dawn, and you're darn..."
Casey made a strong point with that hypothetical. And it is worth thinking about carefully. It would be press conferences, fines, suspensions, and a complete media storm. And honestly, behavior like that should never be tolerated from any player. But many fans now believe the WNBA only enforces these rules in one direction, and that is why this story has become such a major issue. Interview 7.
But that is a pretend scenario. The question is, how is the WNBA going to handle this very real scenario? Now, you got to remember, there are a lot of Caitlin Clark fans who believe that she is being targeted by jealous WNBA players.
Yep.
For normal people, this doesn't make sense. Why would you want to butcher the cash cow? Why would you want to turn the golden goose into the polished turd? But during her rookie season, WNBA players were blinded by jealousy, and there were several instances where they were overly physical with the Great White Hope. Last year, the WNBA claimed that they would not tolerate threatening comments made about their players. Now, again, do I think this threat is serious?
Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture because this situation did not happen in isolation. Many people believe this pattern began the moment Caitlin Clark entered the league. This is not the first time a generational talent has faced resistance from the establishment. In 1997, Cynthia Cooper dealt with criticism from veterans uncomfortable with the spotlight she brought to the game. In 2008, Candace Parker experienced similar treatment during her rookie season. The pattern feels familiar. Whenever a player threatens the existing power structure, the league tends to close ranks. We saw it then, and fans believe we're seeing it again now. Look at this from 4 perspectives. First, the front office angle, because controversies like this can hurt ratings and ticket sales. Second, the locker room angle, because it creates division across teams. Third, the fan angle, because situating this out for weeks. And tonight they feel proven right once again.
Man, he's cooking, man. Make sure you go over there behind the line. KC is over there cooking, man. I'm telling you, there would be a full-on investigation if this were the other way around. Cathy Engelbert dropped the ball. WNBA dropped the ball. They are doing nothing about this Tiffany Hayes situation. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This Keep the Vision.
So here is where everything stands tonight. The no space for hate policy seems to apply to every player in the league except Caitlin Clark. Cathy Engelbert is once again facing criticism. Tiffany Hayes publicly endorsed a threatening comment toward the biggest star in women's basketball, and the league responded with silence. When a league office refuses to enforce its own rules consistently, every player across the league notices that message loud and clear. So now fans are asking a serious question. Who is really right here? Caitlin Clark, the player many believe helped elevate the league to another level, or Cathy Engelbert, who critics say is allowing the league's credibility to...
Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe for more videos.